So this video is a tour of the crystals that I painted for Huevember in 2019. And if you don't know, Huevember is a challenge usually that happens in November where you use 30 different colors of the rainbow or 30 different hues to create a different illustration or painting each day. And so I decided to do that with some crystals, and I will also have a link in the description to my Etsy shop where I will be selling some of my crystals that I painted here, and I also might have a few prints on my shop as well. So the first one we have is Legrandite, and it's this cute little yellow guy. Alright, and next up we have this citron here. Not my favorite, but that's alright. And then we have Bumblebee Jasper, and these first three were when I was still using a white gel pen for the highlights, but later on I switched over to gouache, like in this one for example, this fabulous cube Wolfenite. I started using actual white gouache for this, and I think it looks much better than the weird scribbly white gel pen that I was using before. And then next up, I'm really not sure how to pronounce this one, Crocodite. And I like this one because I feel like I was starting to figure out how to stylize the crystals. So I had a lot of dots and weird colored pencil markings. And this one again, I think this is one of my favorites because again, I was using colored pencil and then the white gouache, and I was really stylizing it, doing cool dots and dashes and this and that. Next up we have Realgar. I, again, don't know this pronunciation. At first I really didn't like this one, but now looking back at it several weeks later, I don't know, I think it's kind of grown on me. And next up we have some Rhodochrosite, and I really like this one. I feel like maybe it's just because of the really extreme lights and darks and highlights that it just kind of pops, especially when you look at it from afar. Next we have some pink tourmaline, and I really hated this one. I still don't like it very much. Then moving on, wait a second, I said one of these was wrong. This one is actually, yeah, this one is actually a ruby, not tourmaline. This one is tourmaline, and yeah, there's that. Next up we have this little blob, whatever this is. It's actually Sugilite. This is one of my, again, least favorite because Sugilite is more of a rock from what I researched rather than an actual crystal. And then we have this one, which erythrite, something like that. These are really cool. I don't know if I quite captured how cool this one looks. And then we have a little grape, ooh, it's upside down. A little grape agate. I don't know, nothing more to say, just cute little grapes hanging out in a bunch. And then we have classic good old amethyst, and I feel like I really did my dear amethyst dirty. I don't know, it just doesn't look good. And then we have, not my favorite painting, but definitely my favorite mineral, is some really cool cubey shapes of some fluorite. And then we have some azurite, which, I don't know, at first I was kind of unsure, but again, I like the contrast with, there's a lot of, actually I put straight up black colored pencil in there, and then with the white, I feel like I like that contrastiness. Yes. And then we have halite or halite, which actually I believe is just salt crystals. And then we have this little tiny guy, benitoite, maybe, something like that. I kind of like how there's a lot of texture in it. The white and the highlights are pretty blobby, and then I added a lot of colored pencil. I don't know, it kind of just looks interesting. Next we have aquamarine. I think so. Yes, it is aquamarine. And next we have my favorite little mineral. It's celestite or celestine. I don't know if there's a difference in those two. And we have a little turquoise egg. And then we have a beryl, and actually beryl is both aquamarine and an emerald. So when it's more blue, it's called an aquamarine, and when it's more green, it's called an emerald. And then we have some awesome precious little malachite. And then going on, I already forgot this is grossular garnet. It is a green type of garnet. Then we have my absolute least favorite painting, and this is a topaz. Another one. See, by the end here, I was just slacking. I really didn't feel like painting anymore. But this one is called Vesuvianite. I don't know. I just don't like the colors, like weird, barfy, pukey, brown, green, yellows. Next up, we have my favorite green Dorito, good old Peridot. And to go with it, I did paint an actual peridot. And then I think this is up with one of my, I guess one of the top favorites of my whole entire mineral painting series. And then we have this sad little honorary member. It's called Atunite. The last one I have this little yellow guy, which is Minimite. Yes, no, Minutite. And I felt like there was just too much of a jump between this green and this yellow right at the end. So I tried to find a mineral that was kind of in between them. So here are all of my mineral paintings, kind of all, you know, scrambled around. There are some gems in here. Get it? Some gems. But yeah, there are a couple of them that I really, really like and I think came out awesome. And then there are some of them, especially by the end of the month, that I became extremely lazy and just simply gave up on them. But in general, I am pretty proud of myself that I actually ended up finishing this whole entire month, or well, I guess it was longer than a month, but this whole entire challenge. And that is all that I have for you today. If you're interested, go check out the link down below to my shop if you want to get any of these original crystal paintings, or if you want to get a print of them. And subscribe for more if you're interested. I'll see you later. Toodles!